I just watched Uma Musume Pretty Derby, Beginning of a New Era. This is a movie set in the Uma Musume universe, and this was highly requested by people on Patreon. Eric, Tox, Glob Bob, and Spectrum. 4 different people have requested this film. If you want to request an anime for me to watch and review, my Patreon is patreon.com/prozd. It's $1 a month. There's a link down there. So, if you don't know what Uma Musume is, it is a universe where celebrated real racehorses from Japan's history are reincarnated, they're reborn as horse girls or something, and they continue to race. And there's like a whole academy for them to train. It is a very silly but fun concept. I have watched everything up to this point. The 3 seasons. I've seen B&W. I've seen Road to the Top. I have not seen Cinderella Grey yet. That's the only stuff I have not seen. With that said, this is my feelings on Uma Musume so far had been it's fine, actually. It feels like it'd be a slam dunk for me. It's okay. I feel like a little toothless. I feel like the stakes are never as high as I'd like them to be. It's never as exciting as I want it to be. And it's just fine. I think season 2 is the best of the stuff I've seen, but none of it has ever truly dazzled me. This movie, Beginning of a New Era, you can watch this without having watched anything else. And in fact, if I were to recommend anything Uma Musume, I would honestly be just watch this movie. I have a lot of thoughts about it. I think that the first half of this movie is fucking great. And I think the second half of the movie goes back to just kind of fine, typical Uma Musume fare. I think it's the movie really is anchored by the main 2 characters, Jungle Pocket, who is a nice departure from previous protagonists. I think the protagonists in every other show have been just kind of nice. They're nice, nothing wrong with nice characters. But Jungle Pocket has a little more grit, a little more spunk, very just oh, I gotta, she is thirsty to she's got grit. She's got grit, and that's something I really have been wanting. But then Agnes Tachyon, who is she was a mad scientist character who was barely in I think maybe, I don't know, one of the OVAs. I don't even remember. She didn't stand out to me, but she's amazing in this movie. The director was given a lot of creative freedom apparently to kind of just do what he wanted. And so I love that he took a character that is a very, in the show has not really done anything and just been I'm going to basically reform this character. She is a ruthless mad scientist who is just willing to do whatever it takes to further her research into the potential of horse girls. And it's immediately clear from the beginning how different this dynamic is from pretty much every other rivalry we've seen in Uma Musume. Again, toothless rivalries, I feel in the other shows. This one really has a rivalry they can sink into each other, sink their teeth into each other. The animation is so well directed. I think this is the first real time I've watched Uma Musume races and been excited. It is so intense, so well just thought out on how it should look. Even the way they do the races, I don't know. I finally get it. I just watched F1 semi-recently for the first time. And F1, it's an alright movie, but the races are amazing. And I feel like the races in this were as exciting as the races in F1 for me. And I think also the animation has a lot of fun with just playing around. Not only does it have this really sort of gritty Gurren Lagann-esque just let's go, 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 but then it has really fun, cartoony, silly reaction faces, really messy cartoony stuff. It's really, really fun in the first half because those 2 characters are so fun to watch. There's this great scene that's really like, you know, full of tension, where it's like a red lit like laboratory, and they're just confronting each other. And again, stuff we've never seen in any other Uma Musume show. It's so different in such a fun, vibrant way. And then I feel like I could feel the energy deflating as the movie went on. Which is a shame, because that first half is so strong for me. Basically, I guess we'll go into minor spoilers now. So maybe if you, or maybe, I feel like the format for these reviews is I should talk about my thoughts pre-spoilers, before I go into spoilery details. So, yeah, the animation is incredible. The two characters are really strong. And then I feel like it deflates, and the second half of the movie is fine. It kind of feels like we're back to what your typical Uma Musume thing is. It's disappointing because even like there's a character named Fuji, who is like the horse girl that Jungle Pocket, you know, first saw and was inspired to get into it. And then we learned that, you know, she was with this trainer who retired because she got injured and couldn't race anymore. Even that stuff is like really like well done. I feel like the relationship with Jungle Pocket and her trainer and her mentor who can't race anymore. We've seen this kind of stuff in previous ones, but this feels the most effective version of that. But now let's get into like kind of minor spoilery territory. Where the movie loses its steam is Takion basically, you know, she's conquering, she does like 4 races, and then she just goes, I'm done. And she self-retires, which like just devastates Jungle Pocket. She's like, but you're my rival, like I haven't gotten the chance to beat you, which is where that red lit scene is so impactful. It's just such a great, like, you know, I know there's like a cold pragmatism from Takion. There's just this desperation from Jungle Pocket of like, you owe me this, like we need to fight. And unfortunately, once Takion kind of exits, that's where it starts to really lose its steam for me. With that said, there's still some good stuff. It becomes a lot quieter movie. It's funny, I'm known as the guy who's like, you love only slice of life. This is one where I felt like, oh man, now I feel like the momentum is really going at a pace that I don't really enjoy that much. And what the problem is because of that, there is like a final race at the end, but I feel like the movie blew its load on the first half. Like the races in the first half are like so well animated and so just incredible to watch that the last race of the movie just feels like, oh, okay. And it's part of a feeling I find disappointing in a lot of Uma Musume shows is I don't really care about the races that much. They're all just, they just race all the time. I don't really care who wins. They do like, feels like 30 races a day. This one, I was finally like into these races, and then it just kind of, so, it is unfortunate. I'm torn. I think overall, the first half of this movie is the best we've seen in the entire franchise so far. And like I said before, if I would recommend anyone something to watch, I would say don't bother with the shows. You can just watch this movie. You don't need to have watched anything else. I hear Cinderella Grey is the shit. I'm excited to watch it. Yeah, this one is like half a great movie, half a fine movie, which is disappointing. I still think it is worth a watch if you are interested at all in this concept. It's a good introduction, and it makes me excited for the potential for Cinderella Grey. I've heard Cinderella Grey talked up so much, and now I'm with this movie. I'm like, oh, I finally see the potential of this. If Cinderella Grey is provided the freedom that this movie had to like just take some characters and just be something bold and different, like this movie was, I'm excited. So yeah, it is. Half the movie's a highlight. I wish the whole movie stuck its landing, but it kind of went for me at the end. But still good. All right. If you want to recommend me an anime to watch, my Patreon is patreon.com/ProZD. It's $1 a month. There's a link down there. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.